Hello and thank you for joining me. My name is Alan and today we are looking at the Bachgold XL press water filter and a test. Okay, so this is a bad boy. It doesn't come in this cover. This cover is a 1 Tigris cover that I got on Amazon ages ago, but it does fit. That is the press filter bottle. Very much like the Grayl. We'll go through comparisons in a little while. I'll just show you what I've got in this bag with it to start with. So this is a filter bottle. What I've done is there is a piece of shock cord that I've put around that. And the reason for that is I've got my cotton bandana. So if I was, I need to be a bit careful because this has got dirty water in it still, which you'll see during the test. But basically, this is the receptacle. It is 1.2 litre capacity. So you scoop up your dirty water. It's good, it's flat. So if you're taking it from something that isn't particularly deep, you can actually get water into it. But as with most water filters, it is important that you prevent large bits, leaf matter, debris, etc. getting onto the filter body, because all that will do is clog it up quicker and it won't last for as long. So it's good practice to use a coarse water filter wherever possible to remove debris. Be like the old Milbank bag. But this is just a cotton bandana, loads of uses for that. And I can just put it over the top, poke it in a little bit, and I can just go bang like that, push it in, and then scoop the water. This will filter out the debris, save the actual filter itself. For those that are interested, sorry, it's a bit of a tight fit in the case, so we might have to work on that, but it is what it is. This is a standard titanium, this one's Lixada, however you pronounce it, 750ml titanium mug. It nests perfectly well in it. It all then fits inside, as I say, this 1 Tigris bottle pouch. The only thing it won't do is the lid. If you put the lid at the bottom, either way up, it's then too tall to actually do up. So I've just been popping the lid in the little side pocket with the bandana. And you could, if you wanted to, put some purification tablets in there as well, so it's belt and braces. But if you do that, make sure you put them into a 1 or 2 Ziplocs, because if you're going to store it in here with potentially a soggy and smelly bandana, you don't want the tablets getting damp, do you? Because that will make them US. This is I don't want to edit this too much because I want you to see that this is actually realistic. Actually, no, we'll take it out the main one. But it looks crystal clear. Doesn't smell. Well, there you go. That's straight out the water butt. The phone footage on my mobile phone that I took of into the water butt, I'll also show. It was fairly clear. There's loads of gnats in it, things swimming around, loads of crap at the bottom, and it stinks. The water that come out of the filter, there's no smell that I can pick up, and it tastes just like water. Time will tell. If it's bad, and my Mackie D's breakfast that I had this morning after I come back from the woods makes an appearance, then I'll update you. Comparison, and I'll give you some specifications. So first of all, the Grayl GeoPress, which is a larger capacity of the two, has a capacity of 710 millilitres. It weighs in at 450 grams, and the cartridge lifespan is approximately 250 litres. Obviously that's in an ideal world. Again, if you're putting a load of turbid water through it, leaf matter, etc., it'll clog the filter up quicker and your cartridge life will be drastically reduced, so you need to pre-filter it. Right, the Bachgold XL, the capacity is slightly larger at 800 millilitre, although the overall capacity is 1.2 litre, but obviously the filter body and everything else, takes up space. So water capacity for the XL is 800 millilitre. It weighs in at 500 grams, so that's 50 grams heavier than the Grayl, but overall capacity is greater. So cartridge lifespan for the XL is 1,500 litres. So that is substantially much greater than the Grayl. Average cost for the Grayl is between £75 and £100 in the UK. The average cost for the Bachgold XL is between £50 and £57. So there is a substantial saving to be made on the XL. The XL uses hollow fibre as the main part of its filtration, and it filters down to, I believe it's 0.2 microns, or it might be 0.3. I will check. Okay, the actual filter within the XL can filter down to 0.2 microns. And I know that if you look at things like the soya products, it is 0.1 of a micron. So they are a finer filter. The reason the Bachgold XL is a 0.2 is so that it can actually filter the water. As you press the filter down into the container, the water passes through it a little bit quicker. The smaller the pore size, the more pressure and the longer it takes. Now, before anyone says 0.2 is not good enough, this filters out 99.99% of all your protozoa, your giardia, your cysts, all the nasty things you'll find in the water. It has got an activated carbon element in there, so that will help to reduce any pesticides or chemicals that are in the water. It filters microplastics, and of course the activated carbon element, that part of it will take away any foul smells, or at least reduce them. Now if you go back 10 years, if not longer, the go-to water filter, really before the Soya Mini was around, was the Katadyn Hiker. I've used them loads of times. I know people that have used them loads of times, and their filtration is larger. So the micron size is larger, and we've been using that with no ill effects. So don't get too tied up with the actual filter micron size, if that makes sense. So there you go, that's a test. I've taken dirty water out of one of the water butts, and believe me, it's honking. It does smell. It wasn't that, how can I put it? murky, if that makes sense. There's loads of crap at the bottom. I could clearly see the larvae of gnats swimming around in it, and there's dead bits on the top, and it's run off from our roof, so obviously there'll be bird poo and that sort of stuff in it. So it's pretty contaminated. I wouldn't want to drink it unfiltered, let's put it that way. And as I say, it honks, it smells. We haven't had a lot of rainfall, and we've had temperatures of 30 degrees plus, so you can imagine that water that's sitting in that plastic water butt has been nice and warm, breeding away all the nasty bugs and things that are in the water that are invisible to the naked eye. As I say, and it is a Tuesday, and I'm saying that for a purpose. This video is being uploaded on, or it will be available for viewing on Wednesday. So if there is any problems, if my Mackie D's breakfast comes out and says hello and lands on my lap, I'll make sure to tell you. But I don't expect there to be any problems at all. So do I think that it's better than GeoPress? Well, I've got to be fair, I've not tested a GeoPress. So if Grayl want to send me one, I'll test it. But at the end of the day, the Bachgold XL seems, at least on face value, to be better value for people primarily in the UK. I don't know what the prices are like in the States, over the Grayl. It isn't something that you would take ultralight backpacking because it's quite hefty. You could get something like a soya squeeze. But then when you add everything else to the squeeze that you're going to use, as in a decent portable bag, water bag to collect your dirty water in, etc., then it's going to become much more expensive than the XL. The XL is, after all, a bottle and filter combined. Doesn't take loads of effort to compress. You know, it's the first time I'd used it when you saw that on video. I haven't had a dry run, so to speak. And I certainly see that it's got its places. Bug out bag, maybe, if it's just you. If you're bugging out with your family, probably not, because the amount of water that you need to generate. But I suppose it is doable, but there are other systems out there for a bug out bag if you're catering for a family. But as I say, for a single person or for a get home bag, absolutely spot on, no reason not to carry that. I can't fault it really. I'm happy with the purchase, to the point that I did actually, I've got a window open, it's quite windy out there now. I did during Prime Day pick up a spare filter for it because it was cheaper, just for keeping it. And whilst talking about that, let's talk about maintenance. Obviously, you need to keep it clean in between uses. If you're out in the field and you're using it, you just keep on using it. Once you find out that the effort to push it down to filter the water starts becoming excessive, that's when you know that the filter is getting clogged up. And ideally, you need to really look to be replacing it. It is probably beneficial to have a little notepad, or you could put a bit of tape on the actual filter itself, and each time you use it, put a little tally mark on there or record it, and then you'll have some idea when you are approaching that 1500 litres of use. Just an idea. What I haven't mentioned is on there, when you're filling it up, there is a fill mark there. So that's what you fill it up to, that mark with your dirty water, and then you press it in. The reason you don't fill it right to the top, because as soon as you start pushing the filter in, the pressure will just cause it to kick out over the side, yeah? Another thing, whilst I'm on about that mark, if you're going to use water purification tablets, actually in the bottle itself, not within the filter, so if you've removed, you will notice me faffing about a bit, this is relatively new, but you do need to, there is the main opening there, and there is a little silicone straw there, so you can either drink through the straw, or if you're going to decant it into a cup or something to do cooking, and open the other one up. When you're pressing it down, make sure one of these is open, because then that, as you press it down, any air that's coming up's got somewhere to escape, otherwise it is much, much harder to actually compress. So remember that, open one of these when you're compressing it. Anyway, I digress. Sugar. So this is where you'd put your dirty water, as I said. That's the fill mark there. You'd fill it up to there and then compress it. If you're going to use purification tablets in here, the tablets that come with the British Army ration packs are 1 tablet per 1 litre of water, leave for 30 minutes. That mark is more than a litre. I poured a litre of water into here and measured a litre at 1/2 inch, slightly more than 1/2 inch below that mark. That's then a litre of water, because remember the overall capacity is 1100 ml. So it's about 1/2 inch below that fill mark if you're going to use water purification tablets, and then just drink straight out of this. It is important, water purification tablets, if you don't have enough water, if you had 1/2 litre, say for instance, of water and put 1 tablet in that is for a litre of water, that is going to cause you harm. It can cause damage to your internal organs and make you very, very ill. Likewise, if you have too much water, more than a litre, and you put 1 tablet in, then it won't be effective, and you could then potentially be ingesting nasty things in the water. So that 1 litre, 1 tablet formula is something you need to actually look to. It needs to be a litre of water, not 1/2 litre, because 1 tablet, that will make you ill. Too much water, 1 tablet, the tablet's ineffective, that will make you ill. Anyway, I'm definitely waffling. Right, so if you found the video useful, give us 1 of them. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, and I'd love to read your comments. Enjoy your day. I think I need to go and sit in the toilet. No, I'm joking, I feel fine. Have a lovely day, see you soon.